By the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And good evening to everyone. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live over the course of the next 2 hours, 800-848-9222. I hope you had a lovely, great, positive weekend. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of serious issues that have occurred just the last couple of days. Mass shooting in Louisiana. 8 children massacred by their deranged Army vet father, again in Louisiana. The children formally identified by their mothers, according to a news release from the coroner's office. All 8, 5 girls, 3 boys, killed. 31-year-old father also killed by police. So that's one. 5 people were wounded in a mass shooting near the University of Iowa campus after a large fight broke out early Sunday. Police have a photo of 5 persons of interest that they are looking for as it relates to the carnage. I'm not going to say race. I'm not going to point out their race. You figure it out. 1 victim is in critical condition. The other 4 in stable condition. So that's Louisiana. That's Iowa. Then we have the mass shooting at a birthday party for a 13-year-old girl in Paterson, New Jersey, right in our backyard. So there is a common denominator in each of these cases. But again, I won't point it out. You know, I'll be called anti-black by those that are absolutely lost. But there is one case that is really standing out to me. It's really standing out. And the number to reach us right now, 800-848-9222. And I want to thank Lauren for tagging me on a tweet regarding this case. It is absolutely horrific. I could not believe what I was looking at. And that is 15-year-old Jaden Pierre was attacked and fatally shot at a New York City park in Queens. And so, Councilwoman Vicky Palladino, this is what she posted regarding this. This is horrifying. It's going to be a very long and bloody summer. Mom Donnie would rather see 100 more of these shootings than put a single one of these criminals behind bars. That's just a fact. This is the councilwoman. And this isn't about guns. This is about culture. And let the church say amen. That's me talking, because this is about culture. The councilwoman goes on to say a sick and poisoned culture that's being cultivated by suicidal progressives who think this kind of violence is an acceptable price for us to pay for their ideological commitment to basically get rid of the jails and de-policing. She says, buckle up, everyone. You know who made the councilwoman aware of this? You know who tweeted about this? One of the first people to tweet about this? The former mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. Wondering why at the time there was no news coverage of what happened. And so I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. People don't listen. They want to say you're antagonizing, you're attacking the black community. No, I'm telling you to wake up. Wake up. That's what I'm telling you. There is a common denominator in each of the cases that I have just cited. The one in Iowa. I've been to Iowa several times covering the Iowa caucuses. It's what, a 3-4 hour drive from Chicago, give or take, if my memory serves correct. Drove during the blizzard. I didn't do the driving, but I was part of a crew. They had to get us to Des Moines for coverage. So maybe the 5 African Americans that they're looking for the shooting in Iowa, maybe they drove over from Chicago. Because the last time I checked, yes, there are people of color in Iowa, but percentage-wise, it's very, very low. And so how is it in the middle of this fight, in the middle of the shooting, it involves 5 black males in Iowa? How is that? Oh, but I can't say that because it's racist if I say that. I'm looking at a tweet from Caesar. Just posted it to me. This is what he says. At Dominic TV, today 8 beautiful black children slaughtered in a mass shooting, and not a peep from Black Lives Matter or advocate Al Sharpton's Political Nation. Shameful, oh, so shameful. That's what Caesar has to say. A common denominator in each of these cases. But let's start with the 15-year-old in Queens. Roy Wilkins Park, very popular park. I kid you not, folks. I kid you not. I use this example all the time. It looked like, I kid you not, it looked like 8 alligators. And I'm not joking right now. I'm all serious. This is all serious business. 8 alligators that had a deer cornered, and the deer had nowhere to go. But worse than alligators, you see this pack of animals. And that's what, oh, you can't say that. You're talking about black youth. You can't. I said it. You see them punch this kid in the face. So he didn't just get shot and killed. Oh, no, they tortured him first. They hit him with punches like they were swinging from Alabama, hitting him in the face. How he was able to stand up, I don't know. So you have people videotaping this, and you have a wolf pack, and they got, just like I said, the alligators on a deer. They have him surrounded, and they're punching this kid in his face, and they think it's hilarious. They're taking turns. Each blow could have killed him alone. And this kid is taking it. He's got no choice but to take it. And then he's shot and killed. This is what it sounded like. And so, obviously, we had to beep out the F words there. Witnesses to seeing this kid shot and killed. But if you listen to these knuckleheads, I'm the problem for pointing out what's going on, not what these savages are doing. Right? This kid was slaughtered. A deer would have got better treatment from 8 alligators. They would have just taken him out of his misery, the deer, real fast, and that would have been that. End of story. Oh, no. Not in New York, not in 2026, not in Mom Donnie's New York. And I haven't even mentioned the kids that are doing the wheelies in the car that they had the Palestinian flag. We'll get to that momentarily. The only good news I can think of as it relates to the last couple of days is the NYPD sergeant who should have never been convicted, who should have never been in jail, who should have never been in Rikers. The Sergeant's Benevolent Union raised the money, posted the money for Sergeant Duran to be home with his family. Let's hope that justice will prevail. Let's hope. And the judge that sentenced him has a shady past. But these activist judges, we'll get to that in just a second. I want you to hear, this is one of the police officials in Louisiana, and you're going to hear, if you listen carefully, some of the women in the background breaking down emotionally.
We have at least 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age.
So there you have it. Yes, Iran is a big issue. We'll get to it, and certainly we're going to deal with it next hour. But just the last couple of days. So this dad in Louisiana takes out all his children, of course, from different baby mamas. Deranged individual. Rather than just blowing his own brains out, he decided to kill the kids. That's just wonderful. One of those kids could have been a doctor, maybe a lawyer, maybe an astronaut, but no, dad decides to kill them all. This is the world that we live in. But I'm not done yet. Paterson, New Jersey. You can't have a birthday party for a teenage girl in Paterson. Why? Because you have the savages in Paterson, just like you have them everywhere else. And the Democrats make excuse after excuse after excuse for these savages. And I would call them something else, but that would go a bit too far. So I'll keep that to myself. But you know what they are. There's certain things I can say, certain things I can't say. But we all know what time it is, folks. This is Channel 7 WABC on the shooting in Paterson.
And a child's birthday party in Paterson, New Jersey turned frightening when gunfire erupted nearby, scaring the children. Police are investigating the shootout where one person was killed. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has more.
One shooting is one too many.
Paterson Mayor Andre Sayez talking about the violence that unfolded in his city Saturday evening. Terrified children gathered nearby for a 13-year-old little girl's birthday party ducked for cover as the sound of rapid gunfire rang out. Her mother gave her permission to speak. We are not showing her face.
First, we thought it was fireworks, but then we heard sirens and everything, and then everybody started going home because they were scared.
4 people were hit with bullets. Here you see first responders helping the injured. This camera captured the chaotic moments around 6:15 right before the shooting. The victims were walking along 10th Avenue right past a black car that was parked on the same side of the street. Just as they reached the corner, 2 suspects jumped out of the vehicle, weapons drawn and firing.
So what you see in the video, don't blame me. You see first responders trying to take care of the people that have been shot on the ground, and 2 black males trying to run past them to get to someone. I don't know what that's about. Don't blame the messenger. I'm going to get to the popping the wheelies in just a moment in terms of Middle Village, Queens. Thugs waving Palestinian flags blocked traffic, took to the street, lit a fire, and did car stunts. Isn't that just great in a family-oriented neighborhood? Mom Donnie's New York. Let's start with your telephone calls. Let's begin with Charlie, line 3, Cherry Hill. Charlie, good evening. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Dominic. First things first, let me wish Sid Rosenberg, your coworker, a happy birthday. Today's his 59th birthday. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, which you kind of brought up, was the eight kids that were shot by the guy. As you said, they were different mothers and everything. And it was clearly a domestic situation. He was upset with some of the mothers of the children. And you pointed out the question I thought in my head. If he was in that kind of an intractable situation, why didn't he blow his own brains out? Why did he have to kill the kids? I mean, I just think that's horrible. And the youngest was 1. They were from 1 to 12. He shot and killed his own children, all 8 children. And it's horrible is what I wanted to say.
Charlie, I just don't have an answer. I really don't. I wish that I did. This is happening more and more. The professional pimps, the ones that make millions of dollars stirring the pot, Black Lives Matter, all of these phonies, nowhere to be found in any of this. And yet, let a white cop touch a black man, and it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. Live trucks, live coverage, nonstop. Charlie, thank you for the telephone call. Let's go to Silas, line 4, Staten Island. Silas, good evening. What's on your mind?
Yeah, well, one thing I see with Mandami and with the Democrat Party is I don't know how it is that now me and you grew up here in New York. We understand the Democrat Party is no longer a party for people. It's a party for the communists. Why is it other people can't see that? I mean, you take a guy like Newsom who's running for office. Newsom's not the problem. All the people who back him was the problem. Everybody knows that Kamala Harris was never qualified to run this country. Yet look how many people, black and white, voted for her and would still today vote for her. Like, I don't know how to smarten people up. And when you were talking about, oh, well, people are going to say you're making fun of blacks. You walk down any neighborhood in New York City, I don't care if it's the worst neighborhood or the best, do you fear a Jewish gang bothering you? Do you fear a Christian gang bothering you? Who is it you fear bothering you, no matter what color you are? Just face that fact. And I've grown up with kids I've hired here from the time they were kids. Now they're in their 30s and 40s. The one thing I've seen in them, they either had no father in the house or they started messing with drugs. Now, I'm a blessing. I had my mother. My father died when I was 7. He died of a heart attack, not from any street crap. But as I grew, I saw that my mother was the greatest blessing in my life. And I don't even know how she raised 9 of us by herself. But, yeah, I'm a mama's boy. She took me everywhere, never left me with a babysitter, and I never grew up and got my ass in trouble. I just don't know how we're going to get people to stop voting for Democrats when they can see that they care for their illegals and they don't give a damn about us.
That's the bottom line, Silas. Thank you. Thank you for the call. So now, I didn't want to burden you folks with too much bad news. I mean, we at one time, we got the Louisiana shooting, a 1-year-old dead, 8 kids dead. Dad apparently did it. Cops kill him. We've got that situation, different baby mamas. We've got the situation as it relates to a shooting in Iowa. Police are looking for 5 African-American males as we speak. Then you go to the situation in Queens. 15-year-old Jaden Pierre, who was slaughtered. This little kid, he didn't look like he weighed much. And they thought it was funny for a gang to surround him, kids that look just like him. Oh, well, why are you saying that, Dominic? Why are you saying that the kids look just like him? Because they did. Because they did. And maybe if we took the handcuffs off the NYPD and brought back the street crimes unit, oh, you're violating the civil rights, 600,000 complaints. Well, look at what's happening now. The question becomes, who's next? Who's next? Now, I find this remarkable, and I'm gonna try and cut him a break because he is a veteran. And I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to take Melvin in the Bronx's call. Now, Melvin, it says here on my screen, the NRA convention in Texas that President Trump is attending, and you're telling me that as a black man that lives in the Bronx, that's what you want to talk about.
Yes, because it goes right down to the availability of the weapons. Because when Bloomberg was mayor, he sent a team of NYPD to those states because there's no gun manufacturer in New York State.
Melvin, stop the con. That's all. Listen, I like you, Melvin. Melvin, I'm sick. Melvin, I'm sick of black people. Guns are not made in New York. Talk about these kids that are out of control. Talk about that, Melvin.
They made a decision that this was in the 50s when I was a youngster.
Okay, please don't start the history lessons. Talk to me about these badass kids. Talk to me about that act like savages. Don't run some game. Oh, guns are not made. What black kid can get a gun? No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Talk to me about these kids that killed that 15-year-old black boy, Jaden Pierre, punched him in his face 5 or 6 times, and then shot him like a deer. Talk to me about that, Melvin.
Because that's what they want to do, and they feel they can do it and get away with it. Because the people in the neighborhood refuse to stand up and stop that nonsense. Because I know there's certain blocks in my neighborhood, certain buildings where nothing Jones so called the people that live will not tolerate it. And yet they go out and do it because they feel they can get away with it and so forth. Because you notice, and so forth, when you go to the policing council meetings, they will give you the numbers exactly a whole lot of this nonsense that these other kids are doing is being done at. And yes, there are neighborhoods right here in New York City where none of this mess happens because the people that live there will not tolerate, will not put up with it. Yo, these knuckleheads know what they're doing. They do because they don't have no kind of consideration and no kind of respect for others. All they want to do, whatever. And not only that, when you do catch up to, you going to find out that, hey, they ain't paying no bills instead of getting their ammunition for their weapons. Then who's taking care of them, or what they keep the roof on top?
All right. So Melvin, just answer this for me before I move on. How do we solve this problem?
It's very simple. The people have to come out. There's organizations out here who say no, get involved, and you say the same thing. No. Because people know me around here doesn't mean they got to follow my footsteps.
Melvin, you ain't stupid. Melvin, you're not stupid. You're not stupid. You know, Melvin, the same people that are getting these government dollars to stop this nonsense are getting paid and looking the other way. They could care less. You know it, I know it, and anybody with a brain knows it.
I'm not talking about the organizations that getting government dollars. There are organizations that don't get no governmental funding, but it has a very positive impact. But because people do not want to live that lifestyle, they don't get involved. Oh, yes. I see the houses of worship you got out here. You got a few neighborhood centers and other organizations. And so you got block associations, homeowners tenant associations who all take care of that you aren't going to bring this mess in here. And that's exactly what goes on. And this has been going on for decades. Yet it's going to get worse. It's going to happen again. I remember when that youngster got shot out of Forest houses. I went to the funeral just to see how do you funeralize a child who had yet to reach the age of 1. And it's a sad affair. Yes, and I went to the courthouse, too, when the family got there to see just to go and show up to back up the youngsters that they had arrested and so forth. who feel that their behavior is justifiable. No. If you want to fire a weapon, join the military. Go right down to the Pentagon. They give you a uniform, a paycheck, and a weapon, and put you on the first thing smoking across the ocean. Don't bring that mess around here.
Melvin, I'm going to keep it real with you because you know what time it is. They're too damn lazy to go join the military. You know it, and I know it. They don't want any discipline. They don't want anybody telling them what to do. They just want to gang, shoot them up. You feel like punching a kid in the face? Punch him in the face 5 or 6 times, then pull out a gun and shoot him.
Somebody told them what to do to go out there and do that mayhem out here on the so-called streets. Because when the people out here get sick and tired, this mess going to have, rest assured, they're going to skip up and step place and number. We have this around here. Boom, and it will stop. I witnessed that myself personally and so forth. But like I said, it's going to get worse before it get even better.
I can't thank you for the call, Melvin. I can't see it getting any worse. In one cycle of a weekend, Daddy kills his 8 kids. I'm not even dealing with the fact that why does Daddy have 8 kids? Different baby mamas. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not judging. That's on him. But rather than blowing his own brains out, he kills his children, including a 1-year-old. But you know what, folks? And I know I'm not supposed to say this, but the police settled that situation. Bye-bye. You're no longer here. He took off in a car. They chased him. The police said, we're not dealing with you anymore. Bye-bye. You're not here anymore. See ya in the afterlife. Let's go to Karen in Brewster. Karen, line 1. What's on your mind, Karen?
Hey, Dominic. I just want to give you a quote. Gangs are where cowards go to hide. You know who said that? Mickey Mantle. I heard that a long time ago. So you think that's what's going
on these days?
I don't know. I
Karen,
think
do me
cowards.
A favor. Hey, Karen,
they wouldn't do it
favor.
unless they were with other people. Individually they wouldn't do it.
That's true. Do me a favor. So you're in Brewster, right? I'm not judging you one way or the other. Give me an outsider's view of what's going of how you see things going on. How you think people in communities like yours, mine, how you see what's going on in urban areas.
Well, it's a small town, and you go down to the village, and you see the people there protesting King and all that. And my friends and I used to go down to the city on the train. It took maybe not even quite an hour to get down there to go to see a show. Nobody wants to go anymore. We're it's like, is it worth it? I went down there a few times, but you're not walking around like you used to. We'd take a taxi or something and go somewhere, but it's really scary. And we work hard. I work hard for my home. I worked all my life, and my kids are grown now. I have grandchildren. And you say, now it's my turn. I'm going to go down to the city and do a little more, have fun and with my friends, maybe once a month or something. Can't do it anymore. I used to usher some Broadway shows and volunteer ushering. It was fun, Can't do it. You're afraid. And you work hard and, it's like the Republican, like we're too busy trying to raise our families and have a good life that we don't have time to go out and fight these people. I mean, everybody says we have to fight them. What do we do? I mean, call our congressmen? Are they going to listen? I wish I could do something. I'm definitely not going to go out and fight somebody. It's just you're like, what do I do?
I'll tell you what you
scary.
do. You do what I do and what everybody else does. You thank God for the community that you're in, and you say, well, that's them. It's very unfortunate. What's for lunch? I mean, I'm sorry, but
that's what I do. You're right.
That's what it comes down. You're not the only one.
Dominic, you warned everybody. I've been listening. You warned them about the mayor. You warned them. I've heard you. I was discouraged and worried about Kamala getting in, and everybody's, she will. And I'll never forget the night Trump got in. I rolled over, put the radio on. I heard what was it that you played? Oh God, what was it?
It's okay. You can't remember. I can't remember half the time either. You don't have to worry about Kamala. She's not going anywhere. She's a legend in her own mind. I like to say about her, Aunt Kamala, go sit down in the corner. You're embarrassing us. You
Dominic,
had one too many drinks.
People say, Dominic says she won't win. I ran downstairs. I heard, oh, happy days. I go, he wouldn't be playing that unless Trump won.
Right. No, there was never a doubt in my mind. She had no chance of winning. Karen, thank you for the lovely call. And that's why Kamala lost every battleground state. It is time for a break. When we come back, we're going to go to Angelina in New York and Michael in New Jersey amongst the calls. I see Larry in Tampa, David in New Rochelle. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I like this song, Kevin. This is Night Fever, right? Is this Night Fever? Yeah. Night Fever, Night Fever. You gotta turn it up, man. Some good news, because I'm about to go to Walter in Baltimore. This is the perfect example. He's going to tell you folks I'm anti-black. He's not going to focus on anything that's happened the last couple of days. He's going to just tell you that I'm anti-black. Here's the best part of the song. The best part. The best part, folks. This is all I want to hear. This is the best part. Night fever, night fever. You know how to do it. Ooh. Night fever. All right, let's go with the negative. Walter in Baltimore. Tell me, Walter, I'm the problem, correct?
It's the problem to blame the wrong thing. The black people aren't the issue. The government's putting guns on our streets.
Now, you're not black, right? You're not black, Mr. Farrakhan, right? You're not black, right? Right, Farrakhan? You're not black?
I'm not black.
Right. But you're the spokesman for Black America. You're the worst type of liberal that exists, Farrakhan.
The real issue is the guns. The government's
right, the guns are the issue. Who fires the guns, Farrakhan?
Oh, well, who puts the guns in the streets? It's put there on purpose.
Hey, Walter. You have an Army vet that was a coward and didn't blow his own brains out and killed his 8 kids, including a 1-year-old, and you're talking to me about guns?
Why are there so many guns?
Don't ask me a question. Okay, you don't want to talk about Louisiana? Let's talk about the 5 black males they're looking for in Iowa for the shooting there this weekend. How about that one? I'll give you another one if that's not good enough for you as well.
People are the biggest.
How about Patterson, New Jersey, the party for the 13-year-old girl? Shoot them up, bang, bang. How about that one?
Black people are
That's not good enough. How about 15-year-old Jaden Pierre surrounded by a gang?
On Black America streets. It has to stop. And if we continue to focus on the wrong issue.
Right, Farrakhan. Right. Well, what do you know about black people?
Don't call me Farrakhan.
What do you know about black people, Farrakhan?
Amish, I see what goes on. And guess what? I see that the problem aren't the good black people that get sucked into this. The problem is the people
there are millions of good African Americans. That's not what I'm talking about. The best way I can do it is the joke. I don't know if you know it, that Chris Rock tells. Chris Rock says, I love black people, but boy, do I hate. And then you figure out the rest of the joke. And I agree with him 1,000%. Because when Chris Rock says, I love black people, but I hate, that's what happened in Louisiana. That's what happened in Iowa. That's what happened in Patterson, New Jersey. And that's what happened to
Chris Rock's racist joke. I want to tell you about the real issue, and that is not the black people.
Okay, so hey, Walter, let me ask you a question. Why do you call me up? I can tell you what you're going to say every single time. Why do you call me up?
I want to give a voice to reason on your show.
Oh, so you're a voice to reason. So All these shootings we're talking about, all black suspects, and you're telling me there's a voice of reason to be found.
Absolutely. The reason is that the reason why these shootings occur are the guns, the mass proliferation of guns on black America's streets. And that's due to the government's incompetence and an evil agenda to put these guns out there and to cause more of this crime and to get people more dependent on welfare and all these horrible living conditions they're subjected to.
How would you know?
Oh, how would you know?
I am African American. I did grow up in the hood. I am a black man that never had a father in my life. I was not raised by my mother. I was raised by my grandmother because of my mother's mental illness. So I think I'm qualified to talk about the ills of the black community. What are your qualifications?
Else to talk about black
what are your qualifications, Walter?
Only black people are qualified.
Walter, what are your qualifications?
White people?
Walter, what are your qualifications?
What are your qualifications? Talk about
I just told you. I'm about to cut you off. So no. I just want to know what your qualifications are. I want to know what your qualifications are. Farrakhan, I want to know what your qualifications are.
You don't need qualifications to talk about race. You're racist.
Oh, okay. Hey, Walter, meet Mr. Click. Let's go to line 3, Angelina in New York. Angelina, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I'm 28 years living in New York City, working extremely hard, and it's heartbreaking to see the decline of New York City. The crime is out of control in New York City. Since Mandami is being swearing, the incident that happened a week ago in daylight, 9:30 in the morning in Central Station, nobody's talking about. I cannot even take subways anymore. I cannot go to downtown. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I could get killed in the subway in New York City.
And I'm sorry, Angelina, but you should be afraid. And what you're referring to is Machete Man that's no longer with us. He said that he was Lucifer, so, I'm sure he's having a conversation with Lucifer right now. But on the serious side, you're correct. You're correct. And all of this carnage.
Why this clown that we have as a Mandami don't start with the basic things? Clean up the city, pick up the homeless, put more police, make the city safe. No, he comes with this idea, communist idea. I'm coming from Venezuela. I was born in Venezuela, but I left my country when I was 19. So I know exactly how the communist ideas are. The minute you start giving away food and the minute you start doing this, people will not like to work. And you know what they're doing? They're doing this to get more votes. Democrats, I call them Democrats. Whatever they do is because they want votes. That's why they left 20 million people to come to this country that we have to support with our tax money. We have to support this.
That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And you earned my tremendous respect when you started out, Angelina, by stating that you work very, very hard. And most of us do. And we just want to live in peace without all this nonsense. And unfortunately, we just can't have that life. Young lady, I want to thank you for the great call. Don't be a stranger. I want to hear from you in the future. Let's take a call.
Dominic, we love you, Dominic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. The love goes.
I love
the
your
love
show.
goes.
I know that you don't have too much time, but thank you for taking my call. And please, how much we want to see in New York. We have to do something, Dominic. We have to get this clown out of power. In 4 years, he will finish with New York.
Yeah,
I mean, this
don't
is
know.
one of the great.
All that's going on, and he was on Meet the Press today. That's all that counts. That's all that counts. And next hour, I'm going to have a piece where you're going to hear all that's going on, Angelina. The mayor of New York is rapping. He's rapping. This guy really wants to be Jay-Z. You will never be Jay-Z, Mamdani. I'm sorry. How about concentrating on your day job? How about that? How about that? So what are you talking about, Dominic? Before I go to Michael in New Jersey, he wants to talk about Iran. Well, and that is the situation that's going back and forth. I want you to listen to this, folks. You cannot make this up. Thugs that were out in full force, waving Palestinian flags, blocking traffic, taking over the street, lit a bonfire in the middle of the street, and did donuts. And this was in the family-oriented neighborhood of Middle Village, Queens, and this just happened recently. So much for family values. Doing donuts, waving huge Palestinian flags. The former NYPD Chief of Department, John Chell, appearing on one of the local shows, stating that this cannot be tolerated.
When you see this, as a New Yorker, lawlessness, do whatever I want, no consequences, you have to stay on top of this, and it can be done. This really is disgusting to watch.
That's John Chell, right? So what's Mamdani doing? Where's Mamdani in all of this, right? Mamdani goes on Meet the Press, and he says it's exciting to tax wealthy New Yorkers.
And yet, is the pied-à-terre tax an acknowledgement that you can't get a broader tax on the wealthy here in New York, which is what you promised and how you said you would pay for all of these programs?
I always said that I believed in the importance of taxing the rich. This is taxing the rich. And I said that the two ways that I thought were the most straightforward of doing so, a personal income tax, corporate tax, those were the two ways that I thought we could achieve it in the most straightforward manner. Part of that is a reflection of the fact that a pied-à-terre tax has been something that has long been fought for in this city, but hasn't been possible to get over the finish line. It's been really exciting to work with the governor to win something that many thought would never have a chance.
New York, meet Detroit. Oh, Dominic, that's ridiculous. I remember Detroit. Nighttime, the lights were out. They didn't have any money. Mamdani's going to run away to people that are paying the bills, and then what? Then what, Mamdani? So what was he glad to talk about, Mamdani, right? So let's keep in mind his wife, right? Mamdani's wife. Oh, youthful indiscretions and, the use of the N-word, the anti-gay slurs. Mamdani on Meet the Press praises his wife, right? Praises his wife. Now, she's the one that's used the N-word and celebrated the October 7th massacre of innocent Israelis. What does Mamdani say on Meet the Press before an international audience? You listen, folks.
What do you say to New Yorkers who might want to hear from the First Lady herself on this?
Well, I'll say to them that, the First Lady has shared her own reflections. I won't add my words to hers, but that I'm so proud that I get to call her my wife. She's an incredible woman and one of immense integrity.
Okay, maybe she is incredible. But she's also a racist, Mamdani. So Mamdani, what does he do the last couple of days? He's sitting in, I think, a Bronx daycare, reading a book to the kids with Obama. Mamdani just wants to be a player. He just wants to be at the table. Fighting crime. Who wants to do that? I don't like the police. How am I going to fight crime when I don't like the cops? That's Mamdani. All we need the cops is for my detail and my wife's detail so that I'm protected because I want to rap and do beatbox with guys in videos. You're going to hear it next hour. I'm not making this up. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Okay, I believe Michael wants to talk about Iran. Michael, please don't have me ready to jump out the window with your cowboy antics. What's on your mind?
No, I'm just saying Trump made a beautiful speech because Trump is an honest person. And when they told him, yes, we give in to you, we're going to do what you want, we're not going to deadlock the straits anymore. We're going to let the ships go through. We're not going to attack them. And then the very next day they said, no, we decided we're going to attack them. And they shelled a couple of ships. And Trump said, okay, I'll send the people back to Pakistan to renegotiate. You got to do something to show them, look, if you're going to lie to me.
So here we go with the cowboy antics. Go ahead.
What should he do, Dominic? Should he just not do anything and say, okay, I'll renegotiate again, won't do anything?
Well, your phone is breaking up, Michael, but do you really believe that President Trump is going to let them people, for lack of a better term, play him? Did it ever occur to you that he's setting them up? He's always playing chess. You do know that, right, Michael?
He said he's sending back the three negotiators to Pakistan.
We do know that, right?
Right.
Okay.
And he didn't do anything after they said. Well,
right. So here we go with the cowboy antics. What is it that you want the president to do? Okay, no. Yes, it is cowboy. What is it that you want the president to do? Please stop beating around the bush and just go ahead with your cowboy routine. What do you want the president to do?
Blow up 5 bridges and then tell them every time you lie to me, I'll blow up another 5 bridges until I run out of bridges, and then I'll hit your power works.
Now, did it ever occur to you that the president has information where that might not be in the best interest of America right now? Did that ever occur to you?
You just want to blow up the bridge. Do something, anything. Stick your tongue out at them. Do something, damn it. Something. Don't just keep saying, okay, come back to the United States. Don't go back to Pakistan. No, come back to the United States. Go back to Pakistan. They're making him look foolish, and the man's not a fool. He's probably the best president we've ever had. But the thing is, they're playing him. Yes, Dominic, I know you love him, and I love him, but they are playing him. Unless he takes some kind of action, they are going to keep doing this. And I hate to say what Norman said, the little boy who cried, wolf, wolf. Well, that's what's happening. You have to do something. I'm not telling him exactly what to do, but damn it, do something. Something. Make them hurt a little bit.
I believe the president is doing something. We're just not aware of it yet. But thank you for the call. Thank you, Michael. Let's go to Larry, line 4, Tampa, Florida. Larry, what's on your mind?
Dominic, since we're on the topic of Iran, some kids are irredeemable, and please hear me out. For example, I think that Mr. Trump is overlooking the most important problem that we have with Iran, and that is the madrasas, wherein these kids are taught skills to kill us and the infidel, and they need to be bombed. They're in Pakistan. They need to be bombed. Some kids just need to be killed if you can't change their perspective. And I'm talking about the ones that are following, that have a grudge against the United States for killing their ancestors. That's the way I see it. I think that if we don't destroy the madrasas or do something with those kids, we haven't eliminated the problem we have with Iran.
I hear you, Larry. Thank you for the call. I've got to take a break, folks. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Maybe I should dance or something. I don't know, Kevin. Dominic Carter back with you. I'm here with you until 1 a.m. this morning. Let's return to your telephone calls. Wait. The best part's coming up, Kevin. It's coming up. Don't look at me like that. It's coming up. You should be dancing, yeah. Why are you looking at me like I can't sing? Why are you looking at me like that? You're turning red, Kevin. You're turning red. Let's go back to the telephone calls. Line 3, Al in Yonkers. Al, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. Thanks for taking my call. I want to just mention Donald Trump quick. I was going to talk about Queens, but I really just want to say quickly about the president.
I'm listening.
Oh, thanks, Dominic. I just want to see I just wanted to say I really hope he's successful with Iran. It's a terrible situation because, you got terrible politicians like, in my opinion, the U.S. Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut, who was just in Barcelona, Spain, and he was talking bad of the commander-in-chief of our country. Years ago, that would never happen. It just goes to show how much this country has deteriorated. And without President Trump, I think we're finished.
I agree 1,000%. Can you imagine this? And thank you for the call, Al. Can you imagine Kamala as president right now? What would be happening to the country? I mean, the Black Lives Matter chapters, they would have to start like 3 new chapters because they would want to purchase like 5 more new mansions. And Kamala would make sure that the money was there. That would be her contribution to society, making sure that Black Lives Matter, straight up cons, have millions more. Let's go to line 2, Dennis in New Jersey. What's on your mind, Dennis?
Yeah, hi, Dominic. Dominic, how is it possible that the mayor can spend $30 million on what everybody in this country that has half a brain knows is a financial fiasco, and he can't be stopped from doing it? While we're at it, why don't we open up some pizzerias and some hamburger joints while we're at it? I mean, really, this guy's a joke.
It's not going to work. It's an insult to the mom and pop stores that are already in the neighborhood.
And we can't stop them?
No. The only one that can stop them is the city council. And they're not going to stop them at all. So it's all systems go for Mom Donnie. I'm sorry, Dennis. I wish that it were not that way. He'd do better by dividing the $30 million, the money for this. He'd do better by dividing the money and just giving it to the 8 million New Yorkers rather than going. But he's going ahead with his agenda and his socialist agenda. And if you notice, he never has anything to say about crime. He stands there. This guy is the worst thing that ever happened to New York. And I'm not going to get into how we got into this situation. I'm not going to tell you who cleared the road for him to become mayor. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go to Darlene, line 4 in New Jersey. Darlene, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dom. Sorry I was absent, but I had a heart attack again, so what can I tell you? But I'm back. I'm okay.
Wait. Wait, Darlene, you said you had a heart attack?
Yeah, I had a heart attack in 2024, so I gotta be on eggshells now, But
yeah, please be careful.
Don't worry about it. I didn't eat too many cookies of that. It wasn't because of that. It was a medical problem.
Are you okay now?
I'm okay because I'm talking to you. I love you,
thank you.
I miss talking to you. But I wanted to tell you, I really told everybody, and this is the truth. He is the Antichrist in New York. And please, everybody, stop picking on our president. Because loose lips sink ships, and he's keeping everything under his hat. As far as I'm concerned, thank God we finally got a president with some cojones. And Absolutely. He's doing everything he can to protect us and to clean up the world. I really believe he was sent by God. I really do. And they crucified him a second time. Christ, they crucified him a second time. To leave him alone, let him do his job, and just leave him. These people are nuts, I know, but leave him alone. That's it. And get this mayor out of New York, okay? Somehow, some way. I'm not a violent person, and I don't want to be violent about it. Just tell him, move on, buddy. You lied to us, because he did, because you could see it. Everything's going to pot. Literally speaking, everything's going to pot in New York. And I warned everybody. Because I'm sorry. I'm not an angel myself, and I'm not one to judge. But I know God's watching over me. I was so sick, let me tell you. And I know he is. And he got me here. I'm on a mission to help people, because I've been blessed with a lot of good people helping me. So that's it. All right?
Well, Well, Darlene, you have a heart of gold, and take care of yourself because we need you around. And as far as Mamdani, he has another 3.5 years. It is what it is. And, that's all I can say. We hope and pray for the best, but I want you to take care of yourself, young lady. Folks, thank you, Darlene. We see your calls. I'm sorry that I didn't get to them this hour, but hour number 2, Dos. I said it right. All that Spanish in college worked out. We're going to take a break, and we are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
John Stamos here in partnership with Cologuard, and I've got to say, so you're 45 or older and at average risk. So what? That doesn't mean your life comes to a halt. No way. You can still do all the fun things you've been doing, but it's time to take your health a little more seriously. Colon cancer screening needs to be on your docket, and it's as simple as the Cologuard test. Don't worry. You got this.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
No, she did not. I'm looking at my Twitter. I'm looking at my ex, Dominic Carter, here with you. The number to reach us this hour, 800-848-9222. No, she did not. Liz Rosenblatt. I'm looking at my Twitter. So, right, folks, I'm trying to figure this thing out because my notifications for when you folks post a comment or something, I'm not getting them. So I don't know what's going on. So I just manually looked at to see if I had notifications. And anybody that knows me knows if you want to get my immediate attention, mention alligators. I got a thing. They just, they like, bam! And they just, they're just vicious, right? So Liz makes this great point. And Liz says, oh no, sighted right near my home. And you see this alligator in the water. I'd rather live near alligators than live anywhere near Mamdani in New York City. So I have a question. Inquiring minds want to know. I thought in Florida, you're okay. I see a couple of yachts in the background. I thought you can be in water like that, but the alligator is in that water. I thought the gators in Florida were in the lakes or salt water. And I don't think this is salt water, but the gator, So is it true that the gator's more afraid of you than you are of it? Or is the gator going to go bam? And that's all she wrote. I don't know. 800-848-9222. Having a little fun before we get to the negative. Louisiana. The dad, an Army vet, according to police, decides he's going to wipe out all 8 of his children. One is young as 1 year old. 8 children dead. But I say thank you to the police because the police said you won't be in a position to do this anymore. Bye-bye. You can go tell it to Allah or whoever you preach to, but you're not going to be here on earth anymore. And this, folks, what I want us to understand, the implications on a worldwide stage. Because this story out of Louisiana, it has gone international. This is from the British Broadcasting Corporation.
We've got some breaking news coming out of the United States. We're hearing that 8 children between the ages of 1 and 14 have been killed after a mass shooting in Louisiana. Authorities have described the shooting as a domestic disturbance, and some of the children were related to the suspected shooter who was shot dead by police during a car chase. Officers say they are still gathering details about the crime scene, which extended across 3 locations. 8 children killed in a mass shooting in Louisiana, according to police.
I'm not trying to be rude, folks, but it's just like I've never understood. Like, so when someone in suicide is not a laughing matter, I'm not making a joke out of this at all, but I've never understood, why are you going to go jump off a bridge and inconvenience everybody when there are other ways, if that's what you've decided to do? Hopefully you'll call one of the hotline numbers and get help, and it doesn't amount to that. But if you're going to do that, why inconvenience everybody else? So to this Father of the Year, why kill your children rather than just blow your own brains out? What, you think you're going out in a blaze of glory by doing this? And the different mothers of the children had to go to the coroner's office and ID these kids. Then we go from there to Iowa. One I believe killed, and 4 others shot. A big melee, if you will, on the college campus. And police are looking for 5 African-American men. Here's a little bit of what it sounded like. So that's, they were having fun at that point before the shooting started, right? Then we go to Queens and 15-year-old Jaden Pierre. You see, and Lauren, I think it was Friday night when she sent me this video. Let me just divert for 1 second. It's a great story out of New York City in terms of you had a NYPD sergeant that was railroaded and convicted of manslaughter for a model citizen of the year, the drug suspect. The sergeant threw a cooler. The guy had on no helmet, apparently had just sold drugs to an undercover and was trying to get away on a scooter. The judge convicts the cop of manslaughter, gives him 3 to 9 years in prison, locks him up immediately. Didn't even give him the courtesy of saying you can remain free on bail during your appeal. Well, the good news is the sergeant is home now. His union, the SBA, has secured the funding for him to be home. Hopefully the sergeant will never be going back to jail. And I hope that the union's going to sue like mad and get him his job back if it's possible. I don't know if it is, but he deserves his job back. 800-848-9222. So Jaden, 15-year-old Jaden Pierre, Roy Wilkins Park, a very popular park in Queens. And you see this large group of African-American youngsters. We're going to get to your phone calls in a second. I see Margaret in Westchester wants to talk about Mom Donnie and Obama as they were together. They might as well should have brought Kamala to the party, right? But anyway, we'll get to Margaret and all your other calls in just a second. Patrick in New Jersey says he's afraid to go to the city anymore. David in New Rochelle says AI is eliminating jobs. Rich in New Jersey wants to talk about inner city youth. I'm being politically correct right now. Inner city youth. So this 15-year-old is surrounded. They're taking turns punching this kid in the face. They're swinging from Alabama, from as far back with all of their strength with each blow. And the crowd just thinks it's the best. It's like they were at the New York Knicks game being entertained. That's what this was like. And then somebody pulls out a gun and kills him. And you see him fall over the banister, and that's that. So a few years back, I met a very nice woman by the name of Lauren. She's got a heart of gold. And on Friday night, Lauren sends me, she tags me on a tweet. I don't know all this terminology. She tags me on a tweet. And it shows this kid being punched in the face repeatedly. And the tweet was originally from the former mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. And then we see him fall over the banister. And this is what it sounded like. Did the mayor say peep? Absolutely not. Nada. From the socialist mayor. These are your people being killed, Mr. Mayor. Where are you? Folks, don't you get it? He don't give a darn about you. It's all about him and his rap career and his racist wife. We'll get to Iran, the back and forth, coming up in minutes, but I want to bring some of you folks in with your telephone calls on this Monday AM. Margaret in Westchester, line 2. Good morning, Margaret. What's on your mind?
Good morning, my friend. How are you? I'll try to be
good.
as quick as possible. And the thing is this, please, if people would pray for me, I'm trying to stay alive because as long as I'm alive, I'm a threat to the people that robbed me at gunpoint. And the thing is this. So I'm with Darlene to second it, and I'm sure with you for Donald Trump. I would like to start a campaign, but I can't get out. You know my age. I want to start a campaign that he be the president for the third time. Roosevelt did it, but they changed the law, a friend told me. So change the law back. I want him to be the president forever. And the other thing is Mondami and Obama. Obama, I don't care what you say. It's not being prejudiced, so it has nothing to do with color. This man is dangerous. He's the Antichrist. And when you start with these people, with the children in the daycare, that's what the Nazis do. You indoctrinate. Somebody said it on another program. I thought I was the only one thinking it. This is indoctrination so that pretty soon, Dominic, my country is gone. These crimes, everybody, this is the way the Russians love it because Marxism starts like this. My country, I'm so proud of my country. What is going on? Start the gas chambers. That's what they're going to do. Start getting your uniforms and march into the gas chambers. These people better wake up. I'm sick and tired of these people and these lousy Democrats, all these Marxists. My country is gone. What's the matter with you people? They're indoctrinating your children from the age of 2. This man Obama is dangerous. You better watch yourselves. I'm warning you. I grew up in World War II in the United States, and the young men were proud to serve. These youngsters now, you better watch out. You're raising a bunch of wimps. I don't know what we're going to do, but I hope to
hey,
God.
Margaret, I'm not laughing
God
at you.
saves our country.
I'm not laughing at you because I agree with you. I'm sick and tired of them too. So from the Democrats to all of this violence, I'm still trying to figure out, Margaret, this shooting in Iowa. I've been to Iowa several times. I'm not, and I got to take a break, Margaret. So thank you. I'm not joking, folks. There is a minority population in Iowa, right? Okay. They're looking for 5 black men in this shooting. How is that? You tell me, how is that? In Iowa, they're looking for 5 black men.
Oh, God. It's really,
you can say
really
that again,
sad.
Margaret. Thank you. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And back to the phones we go. Line 1, Rich in New Jersey. Good morning, Rich. What's on your mind?
Hey, Big D, it's been a while. I was a spectator in a courtroom in Union City about 15 years ago. A lady I was seeing, can I mention the building she was living in Union City or no?
Just go ahead and get to the point, Rich. Go ahead.
Okay, all righty. Well, she had valet parking with her building, and the guy steals the car. Doesn't come back. She goes, Rich, you want to go to court? So I'm in court, and they bring a young kid out. I think he has a yellow jumpsuit on.
Hey,
and they bring me before the judge. What happens
is wait, Rich. I'm gonna let you make your point, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna let you make your point. But you mentioned that somebody stole a car, right?
Yeah.
Notice I didn't mention that at all tonight. And the reason why I didn't mention anything about a car, because we've got 4 animals that stole a car from two women in Brooklyn from a Lowe's parking lot that sent the victims flying when they sped away, including a 72-year-old who was using a walker. So anyway, now go ahead with your story. But that's why I didn't mention anything about cars tonight, because it's yet another depressing incident.
All right, so it says, Rich, come along. So I'm sitting there, and the young kid comes out in the jumpsuit, and the judge says, Italian guy, young guy, judge, he says, now, when they found you with the drugs with your bicycle, you were taking the drugs to the police station, right? And the kid's standing there, and the prosecutor goes, say yes. He goes, yes. Well, it's a very good thing you did, because years ago they used to use the kids on the bicycles, remember, to carry the drugs around in the neighborhood. So the judge says to him, I want you to obey your mother, go to school, and then you get a year older, go off for the sports team, and maybe get a part-time job. And that's what the judge tried to do for the kid, give him a break. I never forgot that. And who knows what happened after that.
Okay, so what's the point you're trying to make?
That's a story. I mean, the young kid.
But you can't do this with these savages out here today.
This was 15 years ago or so in Jersey.
No. Okay, let me put you this way. Do you see Scared Straight on TV anymore?
No.
No, because these savages will laugh at it. They think it's funny. Back in the day, 15 years ago, to the point you just made, kids might have been afraid. Not now. And then they've got their lead blocker, Mamdani, for them. I mean, it's just, but hey, Rich, thank you for the great call. Let's go to Philadelphia and Robert, line 2. Robert, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. As always, it's great to talk to you, and I hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to address the caller who was talking about it's because of the guns and access to them, and it's a plot against the black community. And I just wanted to point out a couple things to him. The first thing is access to guns doesn't know race, and anybody can get a gun if they really want one. Doesn't matter what race they're from. Number 2, I'm down here in Pennsylvania, and as you know, it's a very armed state. You have Philadelphia in the east, Pittsburgh in the west, and the NRA down the middle. Do you know what I mean? Now, while Philadelphia is only 12% of the state's population, it accounts for 53% of the gun crimes. In fact, to that caller, I would point out in 2023 alone, 23,000 gun casings were picked up by the police in crime scenes in 1 year. I mean, this isn't about they're plotting against this community and flooding it with guns. It's about what you were talking about earlier is the culture. And that's where I would stop my conversation, because I don't really have a stake. Well, I actually do, man, because my kids are biracial. But
everybody has
it's something that
everybody. Hey, Robert, I wish I could continue, but I've got to take a break. Thank you for the great call. I always enjoy chatting with you. And, I'm just done with the excuses. I let people get their say, but I don't even pay attention to it anymore, because at some point, you've got to wake up. Is it going to be Louisiana? Is it going to be what happened at Iowa? Is it going to be what happened at Patterson? At some point, you have got to wake up. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Fox News is now streaming live on Fox One. When it matters most, turn to the voices you trust. We go beyond the headlines, bringing you the stories you won't hear anywhere else. Live coverage, sharp analysis, real perspective. At home or on the go, stay connected when it counts. Stream Fox News on Fox One. Download today.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And this is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC. My mouth is still left wide open. I was on social media earlier today and could not believe what I was watching and listening to in a skit about fixing potholes. The mayor of New York City, Mamdani, and this is embarrassing, starts rapping.
You got to keep going. Okay, fine. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. 100,000 potholes. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. 100,000 potholes. Boom. Done. Love that. Filled.
Yes, that's the mayor of New York City. Let's get back to some serious issues. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman making the accurate point that a lot of Democrats have turned Iran into the underdog, and it's really sad. Fetterman appeared on CNN.
If this goes past 60 days, will you continue to vote the way that you have and allow the president to continue this effort, or will you change your vote?
Well, the people just don't realize how the way it works. And, they continue to have this vote. I mean, Iran has celebrated this. A lot of people in my party and a lot of people in the media has turned Iran into the underdog. They're like Rudy and putting him up on their shoulders and cheering for Iran at this point. It's absurd. It's absurd. I'm going to, back, the president. I'm going to back our military in Israel through until that 60 day is triggered. And then there's an opportunity to extend that by 30 days. No matter how many times you're going to vote, no. Why? Because that just has empowered and emboldened Iran to continue for these things.
Sir, just to go back to something that you said just a moment ago in your answer, who in your party do you believe is cheering for Iran?
I'm saying it's like if you are making it seem that we, America is not the force of good in the world, criticizing America, criticizing Israel. You have Iran, what they've done, the kinds of outrage, with Iranians massacring tens and tens of thousands of Iranians just recently for that. Now, if you're going to continue to vote against our military, if you're proud to vote against defensive kinds of systems like Iron Dome for Israel, and you can continue to vote down something that is going to fail, that actually must absolutely excite Iran to see, the way that many people, in the Democratic Party, doesn't back the attempts to try to break and destroy the Iranian regime to acquire a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman. This is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And back to the phones we go before we zero in on Iran. Let's go to David, line 5, New Rochelle. Good morning, David. What's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. So, I was reflecting on the AI, what the impact that's going to come with that. People losing their jobs, then getting new jobs, which pay a lot less. A lot of people are going to end up losing their homes, their apartments as their income drops. Stress will increase. The tax roll for cities and towns and villages will drop as people make less income because they lost their jobs and now are working for newer, lower paying jobs. It's just not a good situation. And the other thing is, as more AI comes in, people are thinking less and less. When you get information,
you're correct. Everything you said is correct, but that train has already left the station.
Yeah, you can see it because, years ago, I'm an educator. Years ago, Dominic, schools had, when computers came out, within a short amount of time, all the shop classes disappeared. Tech came in, all driven by computer, and all those wonderful programs that kids love to go to, like auto repair, electric wiring, and plumbing, and they came out and they felt good about themselves, went into business or got high-paying jobs. All those beautiful programs that kept kids engaged are gone. So all they do now is
David, wait.
Yeah.
So you said you're in
It's all
education.
connected.
So because
Yeah.
I've wait, hold on. I've always tried to figure out why did the shop programs disappear? They would
I'll
have
tell you
classes
why.
for the young ladies and for the boys.
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah. They
So
had
tell me
that.
why did they disappear?
Because they put the emphasis on learning how to use computers and learning how to do programming, which was fine, but they should have kept the other programs, varieties, the spice of life. And when you're sitting down, Dominic, in a desk all day and the students aren't moving around anymore and they're being lectured by teachers all day, in teaching there's a 70-30 rule. You're supposed to let the kids talk 70% of the time and you talk 30 so they can engage and do group work, and that's all gone. So it's and so those programs which parallel what I'm saying, they're all gone. Just what you were saying, what happened to those programs? They were disappeared and replaced by sitting in front of stupid smart boards where the kids learn absolutely nothing. I know. I teach after-school programs in Scarsdale. I teach a math program. Everything we do has nothing to do with computers. We build things. We invent things. The kids are direct the class. They decide what they want to learn. We buy the materials. We discuss, and each one presents in small groups. They have the most exciting times because they're active, they're moving, they're jumping. You follow what I'm saying? You learn the most when your body is in motion. Yeah, when you're in motion and using your body along with your mind, that's the highest level of learning. When you're sitting at a desk all day, passive learning, just listening, nothing happens. Obviously, something happens, but it's so little. So then we can take to the King's Day. So these people, because they were brought up with not really thinking deeply with reflection, like Mark Twain said, when something's too easy, question it. They don't question, so they just sit there. They're like sheep. So if the sheep go off a cliff, they all follow each other. That's the way those people live. They don't think. Wow. They just comfort zone. They don't want to think. And even if they want to think, they've lost the qualities. They don't have the processing capabilities anymore for self-reflection to make change and question what's going on. Just as most of your callers tonight, that last lady who was so worried about this country going down the tube. Imagine Obama, our president, hanging around with Odami, the mayor, with his wife, who's anti-Semite, anti-black, anti-everything. You can't make this stuff up, but yet it's happening. And she also said, one of your other callers said, yeah, they're all going to have, the city's going to provide daycare, and they're going to indoctrinate the kids. You follow?
I follow exactly what you're saying. I'm just processing
it's scary.
It. Right.
They're going to have the uniforms, and they're going to be taught what they want to be, what these people want to teach them. And, it's just like in Nazi Germany when they had the kids going to school, and they were taught how to hate. And they sang the songs together. It's just frightening. And at the end of the war, those young kids were carrying guns and firing and fighting the Allies. You know that. And they were so indoctrinated. So that's where we're heading. And it's frightening.
Sad. Thank you for the call, David. A great call. Don't be a stranger. I want to hear from you in the future. In a moment, I'm going to go to Norman in Brooklyn. But first, let's go to Patrick in New Jersey. Good morning, Patrick. What's going on? Patrick. Going once, going twice, gone. Now Norman in Brooklyn. Norman, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hi, Dominic. Okay, so the motto of the Church of Satan is do what thou willst. And that is the reason why this guy didn't kill himself and killed his children, because these people are godless. And if you don't have God, if you don't have a belief in something moral above you.
Wait, Norman.
Why not?
Norman, help me understand this here. And I don't even think you can help me with this. Who kills all 8 of their children? Who does that, including a 1-year-old? Who does that?
Satan. If you don't have God, and with Satan, you can do anything. You can kill your mother. You can rape your mother. You can kill somebody.
But why?
There's no moral reason not to.
But why didn't he just kill himself?
Because he didn't feel like it. Because whatever he felt like, whatever. I'm going to get back at the bitches' mommies, whatever, and that's it. And this is the best way to cause the maximum pain. That's why. Because he would have just killed himself. he couldn't, he didn't give a damn. He didn't think about the next world. He didn't think about the burning fire of Hades, obviously. That's it. He was pissed in the moment. He lived in the moment like all these children of Satan are. And that's it. That's it. Do what thou willst, man. That's their motto. Do what thou willst.
So I'm pissed off at the baby mama, and I'm going to kill all.
Kill him.
I'm pissed off at one of the
baby
baby mamas, and I'm going to kill all 8 of my children.
Yep. That's it. No God. Hey, that's it, man. You have a door open, anything comes in. That's it. So, anyway.
Wow. The
enough
police.
of that grisly topic. Alligators are freshwater, Dominic. I know. This
freshwater,
is
not
something
saltwater.
It should be deeply in your mind because I
Hey,
know
but wait,
whoa,
Norman. You know what I've decided? Messing around with you and Liz. You know what I've decided? If I'm in Florida, I'm not going in the water. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't salt water, fresh water. What's the difference? I know salt water. How do I know what's the difference?
Well, the chances are the alligator is not going to eat you. Now, if you're in Australia and you're out there, near the waters there, you don't go near the water because the crocodiles there, the saltwater crocodile, very, very aggressive. He will eat you. He will definitely eat you. There's no doubt. I mean, if he gets a chance, he will eat you. They're much bigger. They're much more aggressive. That's the way they are. But you gotta go a bit to try to get to them. But the alligators are. Listen, think of alligators. They're American. It's the American alligator. I always say they're one of the few truly American alligators. They're not illegal aliens. And they've always been here, and if you respect them, generally they will respect you.
I'm not messing with that generally. Hey, Norman, before I let you go, this kid in Queens, Roy Wilkins Park, a popular African-American park, this kid, 15 years old, Jaden Pierre, they punched this kid in his face. They had him surrounded. It wasn't enough to humiliate him and punch him in his face like 5 or 6 times. Then someone pulls out a gun and kills him.
Right.
Now, is that God too? Is that Satan too? What you just said?
That's Satan. That's Satan, and that's
and young kids. And young kids.
Oh yeah, because these kids are, I'm sure they did not grow up in loving homes. With a father and a mother, and I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I mean, they're.
I got to be careful on this one, but I've asked my wife this question many a times. Why do these mothers have these kids? You don't have a man in the house.
Right.
It's from a poor background. The chances of this child succeeding are almost slim to none. And I just don't understand why would you do that to a person? You don't have an education, which means that in all likelihood the child is not going to have an education.
True.
And it's just one, and what my wife said is that they don't understand how bad it is, and they see a welfare check, an increase in the welfare payment.
Yeah, the welfare check is a big one. They don't see how bad it is. They're ignorant. They're just ignorant, man. I mean, that's why that happens, and they have so many of their peer group that are doing the same thing. They don't
Almost everyone is.
That's the reason why. If this would have happened in the 1930s, everybody would be ashamed of this situation.
Right. Well, folks, and thank you for the call, Norman. Folks should have listened to Senator Moynihan when he tried to highlight these problems, but he was called a racist. Let's go to Josh, line 2, Connecticut. Josh, what's going on?
Hey, Dominic, thanks for taking my call. I really don't call in that often, and whenever I do, it's on your channel. So I think Norman, he's got some points right. Other points a little convoluted, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. I think you have to understand the spiritual realm a little more, and I don't want to discredit your wife. Dominic. I think she's right also. I think when you look at the things that God gives us in this world, I think that, and I'm going to make this really short and brief. I think that when you look at the spirit of death is controlled by Satan. Okay, if you want to talk about Satan, okay, and I don't like talking about Satan because I don't want to give him any credit for anything, Dominic. I'm sure you agree with me on that one.
No, I do, but the conversation is getting a little too deep on Satan. What are you trying to say, Josh?
Yeah. So what I want. This is the point I want to make. When you're dealing with a spirit of death, that's Satan's realm. Okay, and I think that person gets to stay alive longer, so he can do more evil and more wickedness until his day is done. And that's all I want to say.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Joe, line 3 in New Jersey. Joe, what's on your mind?
How you doing, Dominic? You know, Norman is exactly right, because Satan, the Bible does say that he comes to kill.
Okay, I don't want this to be a conversation on Satan. Joe, can you make your point?
Okay, I'll go to something else.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what's happening in this country, Dominic? You got a lot of bad people in high places in government and different things, and that's what's destroying this country. They hate this country, and that's what's giving a lot of people confidence. That's what's happening here.
So Joe,
Margie was right.
Joe, you're not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, neither am I. Why would a group of young people surround this 15-year-old kid? He can't escape, punch him in his face 4 to 5 times, knock him down several times, and then pull out a gun and kill him. Why would somebody do that?
It's very easy, because it's demonic. And they do have that Satan in them, like Norman says. You have no God in you, you're bad. You're either good or bad. 2 groups of people in this world. If you have the Spirit of God in you, he sends you the Holy Spirit, you're a different person. We all come from evil, but we have to be born again by God's Spirit. And that's what it is. That's what makes you a good person again. You recognize that you were bad, but you change because now you have Jesus Christ in your heart.
Right, but how could I don't know. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels here. Joe, thank you for the call. In a moment, I'm going to go to Mike in Brooklyn. We also have Ben in Brooklyn, but first we've got to take a break, and we haven't even gone into detail in terms of Iran. We've got too many domestic things going on right now, from Louisiana to Iowa to Paterson, New Jersey to Queens, New York. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And this is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC. Let's face it, Americans are loving the president's no tax on tips policy. And boy, did the president love this question from a reporter.
Policies like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime show that the Democrat Party is no longer the party of the working class, and the Republican Party under your leadership actually.
I love this question. This is the greatest guy. Look how handsome he is. What a great guy he is. Yes, the Democrats don't know what they're doing. They want to tax everybody out of business. They want men playing in women's sports. They don't want voter ID. They don't know what they're doing. We've had
Meanwhile, when it comes to illegals, to migrants, entry into the country remains at record lows. This from Fox News.
Let's talk about what's happened with legal immigration under the second Trump administration. Legal entries by asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexican border, legal entry points, are down 99.9%. Take a look at what happened essentially as President Donald Trump took office. When Joe Biden was in office, 45,000 sought asylum. In January of 2024 alone, the drop-off right here in January of 2025, happening again with the beginning of the presidency of Donald Trump. Now, let's take a look at refugee admissions from abroad. It's a similar story. The Trump administration slashing the number of refugees admitted in the United States. You can see the dashed line where President Trump takes office, representing the steep decline, a 90% drop in the numbers.
And this is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And back to the phones we go. Line 3, Rose, Long Island. Rose, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. It's good to talk to you again. I was 10-7, major surgery, but thank God I'm off the table. And
all right.
And the only complaint they had is the hospital did not have AM radio. And it's a beautiful hospital. I had fabulous surgeons. Anyway, and just back 2 days where I went to recoup. I was with a cousin who's a religious nun. I never saw so much hatred for Trump in my life.
Wow.
But it was terrible, terrible. But God spoke. They were all going to the No Kings rally, and it's not funny. God forgive me. But they all came down with the norovirus. I had 6 nuns a pooping, and they never got to go to the rally. Like I said, God spoke. But what I wanted to say is I actually missed you. I missed hearing the show, missed you.
Well, thank you.
But as far as that poor kid at the park, I think it's time the parents go to jail.
I've thought, Rose, for a long time, lock the parents up.
Yeah, let's do it. You can't even get these kids in jail. I mean, really. You know, the scales of justice, you know, she's blindfolded. Well, she's peeking out of the left eye, and it's no good. This guy Mandani's got to go. When is this going to stop? Maybe when the parents start to go to the slammer, they'll figure it out, and they'll start disciplining their kids. It really is disgusting. It's horrible how heartless these people are. Heartless.
It is. Rose, thank you, and we're glad that you're doing better. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Mary in Bud Lake, New Jersey. Mary, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Because of that topic that you didn't want to discuss, and I don't blame you because I don't like to discuss that either or even name it. And I just want to put on top of that the words, God is love. There's no greater words than that and no greater power.
Yeah, but something has to give, Mary. Thank you for the wonderful call. Mike in Brooklyn, line 2. Mike, what's going on?
Yeah, good evening, Dominic. I want to talk about the...
Just go ahead because we're very short on time. Go ahead.
The Queens shooting... They should they got a good DA out there in Queens. They should use the RICO Act, go after all the entire group for murder, because they all participated with the gang grabbing them and everything. And if it is a gang, go after the gang.
You know, these were regular kids. You can't get them on RICO, Mike. I mean, you can't establish a crime enterprise, meaning they were regular kids. I mean, I hope that Melinda Katz could get them on something, but I don't see RICO. That's not going to happen.
They all participated, though, as one. Why not?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. Try it. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Right.
They got to do something, and you got to kick these kids right where it hurts. And like that other lady was saying, put them in jail with their parents. Their parents are responsible for them. They're kids. They're so-called kids. Ask a 5-year-old kid what's right and wrong, if it's okay to shoot people or beat people up. A 5-year-old kid will tell you that it's wrong, all right? These kids got to be prosecuted as adults. No more it is, he's just under 18. He's 17 years old and 364 days old. He's a minor. BS. Tie him up, scrap him, throw him in jail, fry him, whatever. You know?
I'm with you on that one, Mike. We share that in common. Thank you for the great call. Let's go to Ben, also in Brooklyn. Ben, what's on your mind?
Yeah, as I told you, call screener I gave to Bruce Blakeman's campaign. I'm a New Yorker, and I appreciate you taking my call and the call screen and taking my call. And I thank you for all that you do, letting us voice our opinions and stuff like that. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you, Ben. That's very kind of you to say, and I view that as part of my job, letting the people speak. That's why we take so many telephone calls during this program, so many issues to get to. I've got to free my head up from all of this nonsense that's been going on this weekend and hit the reset button. I just can't believe society-wide has come to this. And Democrats need to be ashamed of themselves because they are leading the pack in destroying this country. Folks, do me a favor. Have a great night. I'm back at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?